Hey everybody, welcome to Brick Vault. Today is another LEGO Top 10 MOCs of the Week episode where I show you the coolest custom creations I happen to find people building in LEGO bricks throughout this last week. Links to everybody I'm talking about and more are in the description below if you want to check them out, which I highly recommend you do if you have any extra time. Before we jump into the honorable mentions, first, let me just let you know that the building instructions for the Going Merry pirate ship from the anime/manga One Piece has come out in the web store. It's built to a micro scale, has some absolutely amazing close details, really some interesting, very fine-tuned techniques when you look up close. It looks awesome from afar, and the designer, State Alchemist, really did a bang-out job knocking this model out. If you wanted to get the instructions, you can find them at www.brickvault.toys. And now let's jump into honorable mentions because, of course, there's more than just 10 cool builds that are made each week. Here's a really interesting speeder shape from the designer Pask67. This is the LEGO Alien DJ speeder. Also check out the ground there. Magma Frost 13 has the Kumo manga style. Huga Su has created the LEGO Gyarados and Magikarp diorama, and there are definitely some excellent details to appreciate here. Here's a skyline at night from a LEGO Apprentice. Robert Lundmark created He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Here's some really excellent figure details. This is titled La Noche Triste from W. Navarre. This depicts an early battle of the conquistadors and the Aztecs where the Spanish certainly didn't get their way this time around. The designer Baltic LEGO MOC has the Ara Parrot. It's such an awesome little design here. The figure building is fantastic from Tim Goddard. This is Blue Falcon Drone. David Roberts calls this speeder Martin Eyes Racer. Has some excellent inbuilt color detailing. Tino Putanen has the Cardboard Gundam in what I believe is a Nerf gun. And from the builder Brickman, or Ryan, this is titled Race to Mars, Bloat 3D, just tremendous. This design has actually got some great techniques. It looks really funny, but it's time now to jump into the top 10 of the week. These are not presented in any particular order of best to worst. The first comes from Eero Okkonen, and this is Inadvisedly Applied Billiard. It looks as if these wizards are using magic perhaps to improve their pool game. There's some really fun details both on the desk itself, and the creation of the characters has a lot of personality. I just love the way their hats look. The build for the beard is awesome. And if this is a mythical magical creature that somebody recognizes, please let me know the name, and if not, let me know what name you think this creature could have. Here's something that just feels so perfectly LEGO. This is the Sharks Exo Suit. Moko is a master mech builder, so you have these wonderful mechanical details and excellent proportions and fun cutting shapes for the whole body, mixed with this now overly friendly shape for the modern shark piece used in LEGO. It makes a funny, strange atmosphere, and I wouldn't have it any other way. This next one's very quick and small. Number 8 moving down is from Nobu Terry. This is a small Kingfisher. Such an excellent series of shapes. Seems simpler than perhaps it is. And I'm not gonna lie to you, the moment I finish this video, I'm probably gonna try recreating this build as close as I can in my own build room. I'll do my best at least. Here's another Race to Mars build from the designer Century Chan. This is specifically Minifigure Launch System, or MLS. It seems the official LEGO version of the general build style for a larger LEGO minifigure is being adopted in every form. Classic Space is not an exception, and it looks like the Classic Space minifigure is now a rocket itself. It's a really fun looking scene though. We've got people working on the ground floor doing maintenance. I like that there's a Jawa underneath the mobile launch section because it kind of looks like it could be Sandcrawler treads. Somebody's cleaning the leg of the minifigure. There's guys on jetpacks. Everybody's operating different little mechanical areas. It's just a fun scene all around. And then number 6 is from a builder, Jeff Works, on Instagram. It's a micro scale build that depicts a fantasy world, something that almost feels like it could be from an MC Escher painting or something like that, where you have a larger, almost Victorian styled city built directly onto the water. You have massive ships at the base level, and then the one suspended tower all the way on the right hand side really does give you an increased element of fantasy added to this whole world, because that doesn't really look possible. If I'm not mistaken, that could be a swinging pendulum for a large grandfather clock in the tower in the center, and it's just a great looking fantasy world that has come to life particularly well in LEGO bricks. This sure is a contender for the Creating an Atmosphere category of the 2021 Summer Joust contest from the builder Ted Andes. This is Mushi-Shi. I hope I'm saying that correct. From what I understand, this is directly inspired from a manga anime, and the tone slash scene here should be pretty easy to recognize. I particularly like the ghost-like wispiness of the hand build that's coming out from the forest, and oh my gosh, those bamboo trees look like they were a nightmare to put together. I can see some intentional spacing between each of the pinpoints, which probably took forever, and if I'm also not mistaken, I think the piece itself that's getting used has that little slot, so they all had to be turned away from the camera, so all the slots are on the back side. Oh man, it just looks like it took a long time. It looks so good for this picture though. The lighting's awesome, really good job. And then last week I did show a cute cat from Felix Jensch. This week from Timothy Kachev, this is Puppy. It's also built at a somewhat similar style with brick stacking, though there's a lot more angular intention on this type of build from Timothy. And due to that, I think there's also a bit more life and animation to the creature. You can see that the paw is a little bit offset. In fact, both are. The head is cocked to the side with the actual studs being cocked at slightly different angles. And the main thing that absolutely works for this model is the fact that the puppy truly feels like it's got puppy dog eyes. And we're almost in August, but I have to say this is probably one of the most adorable LEGO builds I have seen all year. From the designer Thomas Gion, this is the 1940 GMC Pickup Truck. Recently, the LEGO Creator Expert team did show off one of their next big models, which is going to be a truck very similar to this. And Thomas Gion has made a minifigure style version, which looks so amazing, especially in this bright yellow. I particularly love how he got the angle for the nose, and he used those little gray dish pieces in the front center. Also, Dooku's chrome lightsaber hilts are awesome for the bumper detailing, though I have a feeling that would be pretty hard to get 4 of them just for a small model like this. Number 2 is another car build, but completely different in every single way you could possibly categorize a LEGO creation. This is a Technic build. The designer is Iachlan Cameron. This is a blue Subaru, and I have to say this is built similar to how, well, this is a Technic car design, so it looks very similar in a lot of ways to many of the larger Technic creations that come directly from LEGO, but it just feels cleaner in my mind. It just looks a little bit smoother. I think the color details are just built a little bit closer together, like a lot of the external plate detailing just feels more, I don't know if there's a better way to describe exactly what I'm trying to articulate here. I'm just saying it looks amazing. The shapes are absolutely spot on, and there are just little to no gaps between any of the plate detailing that you're generally willing to accept with larger Technic builds. I personally prefer this build style of larger vehicle compared to what generally comes from the LEGO group, and something tells me that the part count for a build like this is just considerably higher than some of the larger models that come from LEGO because everything is just filled in so incredibly well. Alrighty, we are finishing off this video with the last model coming from the builder Joe, or J&J Bricks. The title is Sanctuary, and everything in this picture is built from LEGO. And not only that, it's not rendered, it's not like this was done digitally, this is all built from LEGO. The designer says it's one of the tallest things he's ever built, and I believe based on how we're staring at this, that perhaps this is a composite photo, maybe 3 different ones all combined together with a little bit of, you know, mist detailing added here and there to really set the atmosphere. But holy guacamole, just look at all the detailings. I really like how the cheese wedge pieces come together on the corners. There's some amazing builds for columns and archways. The sanctuary has very deep and almost ominous looking openings that lead inside the mountain. And in the distance, you can see flowing waterfalls, more carved in exteriors for a larger bit of the sanctuary. And it's just so cool to see a huge scene like this built completely from little plastic Lego bricks. Anyways, that is going to be it for my personal favorite top 10 MOCs of the week. Let me know which ones were your favorites in the comments below. If you have any extra time, you can always check out the web store or any of the designers that are linked in the description. Thank you so much for sticking around to the very end of this video, and we'll see you next time at Brick Vault.